Hi, and welcome to tonight's Big Muddy Shorts. My name is Pearl Moore, and I am tonight's producer, and the theme is cheat. All jokes aside, and lame intro, welcome. We're so happy to have you here with us tonight. During the performance, any of our live audience right now, as you can see, there is a little comment section off to the side. If you don't mind sharing some love, some crying faces, some laughing faces with us as we go through this process, that would be great for our actors, our crew, everyone involved. That would just mean the world to us that you're laughing and joining in with us. We have a great show for you tonight. Great plays, great actors, great everything. I'm so happy to have you here. Shall we get on with it? Also, thank you, Dustin, for always doing the tech for our shows. Once again, he needs a standing ovation, some claps for him if you would. But without further ado, enjoy Big Muddy Shorts.
Thanks for sitting down with me today, Troy. What? Oh, no, you weren't in trouble. And before you mention anything troubling to me, let's talk about the real reason you are here. I know that online classes are just so tough, but at this rate, you are going to fail my class again. I know that the transition from in-person to online can be tough on everyone, but I don't want you to fail again, and I hope you don't either. Oh, what's your grade in my class? Right now, it's below average, especially since you don't turn in any of your assignments, even after I've given you extra time to do it. What's that? Oh, Shakespeare is a lame-ass name, and his plays have nothing to do with you becoming a doctor. Interesting feedback. I haven't heard that one before from a 13-year-old boy. How are you doing in your other classes, especially if you were trying to be a doctor, was it? Not great. Listen, Troy, between you and me, I think you can pass my class. And here's how. Now, I just emailed you all the answers to every test and quiz in my class. Why would I do that? Well, Troy, we've had a grand old time together since you've been in my class twice now. All those good times of you and I arguing about phones in the classroom and your wit about farting is just beyond my pay grade. Even that one time where classes were in person there for a week and you somehow got a hold of my phone and dialed 911 saying that your teacher was having a heart attack, and when the paramedics came, I had to inform them that it was all just a prank. Good times. I think it's time to move past my class and perhaps go to Mr. Dalton's class next year instead of mine. No, it isn't because Mr. Dalton dumped me and I want to get back at him. No, I told you, you are a fun student. So fun that I think you'd have a blast in Mr. Dalton's class. I promise, Troy, that this isn't a trick to get you in trouble. Quite the opposite. With these answers, you'll be out of my classroom and into some other teacher's classroom. I won't tell a soul about our little deal here. What's that? You think this is shady? No, this is just your normal teacher trying to help you. Cool, Miss Albany, right? It's super cool of me to do something like this that could put my job in jeopardy. What? You're deleting the email? Troy, buddy, are you sure you want to do that? You'd rather be honest? That's the first time I've ever heard that from you, Troy. Where did all this honor and honesty come from? Where, Troy? Listen here, you little twerp. You are the dirt underneath my boots. You are going to pass this class, or I will make your life a living hell. So take the answers and shut up! Oh, Troy, you didn't tell me your mother was joining the call as well. Did I set up this meeting as a parent-teacher conference in my email? Isn't that great? Wonderful.
No, don't go. I mean it. I don't like when we hang up. Can you stay on until I fall asleep? No, you may not come over. Stop it. No, I'm serious. When we started this relationship, you knew that I wasn't willing to join until after the pandemic. Well, I thought it would be over sooner too. Is that really what you want? No, I mean it. Is it? I feel like I really like having all this time to get to know you before we, but like, I just want to be honest. If you need something quicker or like now, Google, I won't hate you if you need to go back to March for a while. Well, when you talk about when you possessed her, you don't sound like you don't miss it. No, I don't blame you. You two were good together. Those tweets you made her send were absolutely wild. You were so bad for her. I don't know that we could ever be like that. I don't know why I joined demonmingle.com. That's a lie. At first, if I'm being honest, I was just bored. I only stayed on because I thought we were connecting. I'm not so sure we are. I don't just mean physically, Google. I think you want more from this haunting than I do. I just want you to be here for me in the sense if you need to be here for me, I don't think it's me you want to be here for. I don't think it ever was. I think you're not the demon for me. Yeah? Thanks. I guess hey, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. And do me a favor. Don't smother me in my sleep tonight. Thanks. Bad night.
Thanks everyone for coming out, and thanks to Barnes & Noble for hosting this reading. I know you all want to hear about my latest book, and I'll read from it in a minute. But these book readings are a chance to hear about the author, right? I mean, I assumed you're crammed into this beautiful bookstore on a beautiful spring day to hear something about me that the book doesn't say, right? So, I've got to tell you, for the past 5 years, I've been cheating death. Not literally, not like I'm a cancer survivor or something, but like I've found a way to cheat death's finality. I've been a writer for a long time, and I used to talk about how my books were my children, about birthing pains when I wrote them, about how they'd live on after me. And I guess that's all true. But it turns out they pale in comparison to what I've been doing the last 5 years. I was really hesitant to do it at first because of well, I guess you'd call it stage fright. It's one thing to write a character into existence, but it's entirely different to get up in front of people and let them judge you in real time as you're creating a character. And oh my God, the repetition. I was really scared of how time consuming and repetitive it would be. And it is. You spend hours doing the same thing over and over again, trying to get it right. And I'll be honest, at first, all that rehearsal was because I didn't want people to look at me and think I was no good. But once I could get past that and just sort of sink myself into the role, there was such a freedom. It was like for the first time in my life, the burden of being me just went away and I could focus all my efforts into another person. I mean, it's a lot of work, but when I can just be in the zone creating these experiences for my kid, nothing else matters. Like, I used to actually feel the sweat rolling down me when she was a baby and crying in the stroller because I thought people were looking at me and judging. But now I'm like, hey, kids cry sometimes. And the other day I was reading to her and she pointed to a word and says, that says cat. And she was right. Death, where is thy sting? Creating her is so much more than creating the people in my books. Giving her experiences, making all these events that will live in her memory. And my focus is on that, on creating her character. And the burden of being me is just lifted. Anyway, that's why it took me so long to write this book. I didn't write about parenthood, so I don't know exactly how it'll show up in the novel, but I'm sure it's there somehow. I'll read a bit from the first chapter now. I hope you like it.
Okay. And here we are, bottom of the fifth, 2 outs, bases loaded, McCartney up to bat.
That's right, Kev. The Jackalopes are down 4-0 to the Anteaters, but McCartney's got quite a bat. That all may change in an instant.
I asked you never to call me Kev, Al.
Sorry, Kevin.
You should be Alan.
The windup.
Oh, he shattered his bat on that one.
Going. God, it's out of here.
A grand slam for Ashley McCartney. I can't hardly believe it.
Now, wait a minute.
There's some movement around the batter's box here.
It looks like Rodriguez, catcher for the Anteaters, has picked up the shattered bat. Is that?
I believe it is, Alan.
McCartney's bat was corked.
I don't believe it.
Oh, the look on his face.
It looks like the umps are getting together to figure out what to do.
I can't say I've ever seen anything quite like this, Kevin.
That is just abysmal.
Mm-hmm.
It must feel terrible to be the Anteaters right now.
The Anteaters.
Of course, the sanctity of the game has been spoiled, ruined. It won't ever be the same again.
I suppose.
Just shameful. Shameful to see Adam McCartney.
Well, maybe he didn't know.
What do you mean?
We shouldn't jump to conclusions about who corked the bat. Could have been another player, the coach, even the manager.
It seems unlikely McCartney didn't know the bat was corked.
Well, I've known guys like McCartney my whole life, and they're just fueled by nothing but a love of the game. It's entirely possible he didn't know.
I find that really hard to believe, Alan.
Well, I don't remember asking, Kevin.
It seems like you aren't remembering a lot lately.
Nobody's perfect. Mistakes like this and others happen.
Seems like a little more than a mistake, but oh, look at that. The coaches are taking the field as the umps discuss.
Mark Henderson of the Anteaters already yelling.
Players still on bases, unsure what to do. Just shameful to see. Just look at these fans, here to see a great game, and what are they seeing? A farce, Kevin, just a disgrace. Anyone who is anything like this deserves no part in any sport, if you ask me, and I hope that McCartney gets what's coming to him. Just a farce.
Some may say it was a farce before this.
What's that?
Well, it wasn't much of a game before McCartney was up to bat. Maybe it's what this game needed. A little excitement. For the fans. For baseball itself.
Excitement?
That's right, Kevin.
You call this excitement?
Did you call the monotonous blowout we were watching before exciting?
At least that was right. That was how it's supposed to be.
Well, how it was supposed to be was getting boring. Honestly, I think everyone deserves better than that. Baseball deserves better than that.
Baseball deserves this?
I think in many ways, baseball made this happen.
I couldn't be less clear about what you're talking about, Alan. Oh, look at that. The manager for the Jackalopes is taking the field, furious. This conversation between the umps has gone so long.
A real mess down there.
So you admit it then. McCartney made a mess.
McCartney was definitely part of a mess. Whether he made it is yet to be determined. In many ways, I think the mess was bound to happen.
Well, he swung the bat.
Lots of people swing bats.
At the very least, McCartney should apologize, but there he is, just standing amongst the bases.
That's only if he did something wrong.
He did do something wrong.
No.
Yes.
No.
He cheated.
For the last time, Kevin, I didn't know she was your wife.
And there's our decision, folks. It looks like the Jackalopes have been forced to forfeit this game.
You have to ask Kevin what this means for the rest of their season.
Too right you are, Alan. But that's all for the game tonight. I'm Kevin Jones.
I'm Alan Jackson.
And from us to you, good night.
Hold. Alright, let's get set for play 5. Which is Eternal Devotion.
Okay, go off.
Yeah, Nolan, go off.
Yes. Yeah. Cancer. The big C. Buddy, he was so playful and gentle. Just so carefree. The most blasé attitude. Hemangiosarcoma. I know, 3rd time. Last time he was hit by a transportation unit. Oh, and one time we left him in the backyard containment globe, but we didn't have the oxygen turned on high enough. He's in the system, right? Wonderful. Yes, standard, classic golden retriever. That's him. Oh, last time we had his coat a little darker, more golden. Yeah, my husband Steve, he wanted to spice things up a little bit, you know, but I don't know. I think he looks better a little tawny. Yeah, just lighter all around. His original color. You think you could make the fur a little shorter again? I love the long hair, don't get me wrong, but the vacuuming. Why would that cost extra? Okay, that makes sense. The altering genes thing. Oh, while you are tweaking his genes, can you do something about his bark? It's really loud, that's all. And a little high-pitched. His bark, it's jarring, you know? Can you lower it just a little, just the pitch? Oh, and the volume. How much extra would a little bark tweaking cost? Maybe we will just do the shorter fur, but keep the natural bark. How soon do you think he'll be ready? I was hoping to have the puppy in time for Grandma's birthday party a month from now. Buddy, he's been in our family for 3 generations. I know there is the whole shelter dogs thing. Well, they have to keep the population down somehow. Super sad. But we just can't bear to be parted with Buddy. He's just part of our family. He's irreplaceable. 6 weeks. Are you serious? Last time when we cloned through Pet Reproduction Palace, they had our order ready in a month. Look, I know he needs to incubate for at least 2 weeks. This isn't the first time I've had my dog cloned. I know the process. You'll see what you can do. Fine. Whatever. You still do complimentary incineration, right? Great. Here's the body. Be careful. That was my dog, after all.
Hey, TikTok. Hope all of you are doing okay out there. I've got to say, if you were to tell me 3 weeks ago that my video would go viral, there's no way in hell I'd believe you. Speaking of hell, conversion therapy isn't as exciting as my parents said it would be. And I've already been here for a month, so just waiting for the fun to begin. Not gonna lie, it really sucks here. The food is terrible. I'm not allowed to call my friends back home, probably because most of them are queer. And the thought of not getting to see them once I get back is really fucked up. They keep doing these weird check-ins and showing us pictures of men and women and asking us if we find them attractive. I'm not sure who Freddie Prinze Jr. is or why the hell they want me to find him hot, but they really need to update their source material. The only thing that really kept me going is you guys. Every time I make a video, there's like 100 replies and stitches of happy lesbians and even sometimes their wives telling me to stay strong and that they wish they could adopt me. I wish you could too. You all are commenting about how you love your life and that it gets better. Just, well, it breaks me most nights, but it also makes me so happy. The people here just keep asking, don't you want a family? Don't you want to be happy like normal people? But all of you have families, and some of you even have kids. There was this one TikToker from Montana who was a blacksmith, and she showed me how to make a chisel so that I could break out. I've gotten multiple people telling me I could stay in their spare bedroom when I graduate, or saying that they would be my gunkle for life. I guess I just wanted to thank you. I've never had this before. People I don't even know telling me that they care about me and that I'm okay, just as is. I've got to log off now before they catch me. We're not supposed to have phones, but never been much of a rule follower. See you next week.